All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're doing a deep dive into social media strategy, pulling directly from the playbook of Gary Vaynerchuk. And look, if you've ever felt like your brand's social media is just not working, or you're putting in all this effort for zero traction, then this is for you. We're going to unpack the huge shifts in marketing that have caught so many people off guard and hand you a real, actionable plan for right now and the future. So let's do this.
This quote from Gary V, man, it just says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly sums up the problem. Most brands have this incredible high-performance engine at their fingertips, social media, which is one of the most powerful tools ever created for grabbing attention. But what do? They treat it like a garden ornament. It's like having a Lamborghini in the garage and just using it to hold a plant. All that power, all that potential, it's just sitting there, completely wasted.
So here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to figure out the main problem, what we're calling marketing's great misunderstanding. Then we'll talk about where the focus really needs to be in the new attention economy. After that, we're going to hit the most important part, the algorithm's creative shift. From there, we'll get practical with your modern social playbook. And we'll wrap it up by looking at why the future is your testing ground.
Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1. So why is it that so many brands, even the really big ones with massive budgets, just get social media so fundamentally wrong? Well, it all boils down to a huge misunderstanding of what these platforms really are. They're treating it like the minor leagues, when in reality, it's the Super Bowl of consumer attention.
And this right here, this is the core mistake, the original sin of modern marketing. For years, the whole process has been, create one big, expensive TV ad, the hero ad, and then just chop it up and spray it all over social media. They see social as just another pipe, a digital billboard to shove their stuff through. But that just creates what Gary Vee calls vanilla content. It's boring. It's not made for the platform, it doesn't fit in, so people just scroll right past it. When you try to be everything to everyone, you end up being nothing to no one.
This really shows you the clash of two different worlds. You've got the old mentality straight out of a 1991 textbook, where TV was king at the top of the pyramid. But the reality today, that whole pyramid has been flipped upside down. The real attention isn't on TV anymore, at least not in the same way. It's spread out across all these different social networks. Social media isn't the last step in the chain anymore. It's the first. It's where your creative should be born, not where it goes to die.
Okay, so we've established that the old model is broken. So the big question is, where did all the attention actually go? Figuring that out is the key to everything, and it brings us right to our next section, the new attention economy.
Now, this is a really, really important concept to get your head around. For decades, marketing was all about potential reach. A Super Bowl ad has the potential to be seen by 100 million people. But let's be real. How many of them are actually watching? How many are in the kitchen grabbing a snack or, more likely, looking down at their phone? Actualized reach is totally different. It's about real, undivided attention. It's when someone actually stops scrolling to watch your thing because you earned that moment. That's the only currency that truly matters anymore.
And just look at this chart. The numbers speak for themselves. When you measure by actualized attention, where people's eyes and minds really are, it's not even a competition. Social media blows everything else out of the water. Yeah, the TV might be on in the background, but the main screen, the one getting the real attention, is the phone in their hand. That's where the eyeballs are, and that's where the opportunity is huge.
So, what's the secret sauce here? Why is social so good at this? Well, for one, the ads blend right in. They aren't some jarring, loud commercial break. They just feel like the next post in your feed. Second, it puts all the pressure on your creative, right from the jump. That thumbnail and the first 3 seconds, that's your entire shot to grab someone's attention. And third, you have to respect the platform. You can't just post the same video on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and LinkedIn and expect it to work. You have to speak the native language of each platform.
Okay, everybody lean in for this next part. Seriously, if you only take one thing away from this whole explainer, make it this. We are living through the single biggest shift in marketing maybe ever, and it is all being driven by the algorithms that decide what you see in your feed.
Just look at this timeline. For the longest time, we were in the follower era. The game was simple. Get more followers. If you had 1 million followers, you were pretty much guaranteed a certain level of reach. Your audience size was your power. Well, that game is over. Done. We are now deep in the creative era. And in this era, your reach is decided by the quality of one single piece of creative. A brand new account with 0 followers can post one video that gets more views than a legacy brand with millions.
And this quote right here just nails it. It's no longer about broadcasting to a list that you've built up over time. It's about earning your reach, post by post, with every single thing you put out there. The algorithm, that AI running the feed, is the great equalizer. It doesn't care how many followers you have. It couldn't care less how much your last campaign cost. It asks one question and one question only. Is this piece of content good enough to hold someone's attention?
And you know this is true because you've seen it yourself. Just think about your own social media account. You post something, it gets, say, 5,000 views. Cool. The next day you post something else, maybe something you threw together in 5 minutes, and boom, it gets 180,000 views. And the post right after that? Crickets. That crazy roller coaster isn't random. That is the algorithm at work, giving you a real-time report card on your creative, not your history.
Okay, so we get it. The world has changed. The algorithm rules all. The big question now is, what do we actually do about it? How do you win in this new world? Well, let's move from the why to the how. Here's a practical playbook you can start using today.
The new process is actually a pretty simple 4-step loop. Step 1, you create and post a ton of native organic content, stuff that's made specifically for the culture of each platform. Step 2, you watch and listen to the feedback. And I don't just mean looking at view counts. I mean, read the comments. What are people actually saying? What jokes are landing? Step 3, you find the winners, the posts that are clearly taking off. And finally, step 4, you take those proven winners, and that's where you put your paid ad money. You're no longer guessing what will work. You're betting on what's already proven to work.
So let's put it side by side. The bad practice is just spraying the same video everywhere, treating social like it's just a pipeline, and defining your customer with some old, outdated demographic profile. The good practice? It's being a crashman. It's creating native content for each platform, using your organic feed as a creative lab, and aiming to be relevant to everyone. Because trust me, the algorithm is way better at finding your next customer than any media plan ever was.
And at the end of the day, this is what it all comes down to. There's no magic bullet, no secret hack. Winning in this creative era means getting good at making creative. It means putting in the reps. How do you get better at basketball? You practice. You shoot more shots. You want to get better at social media marketing. You have to make more social media content, learn from the feedback, and get better every day. You have to practice.
All right, let's bring this all home, because when you really understand this new reality, you realize it doesn't just change your social media tactics, it completely blows up the entire traditional model of how marketing campaigns are even developed in the first place.
Just think about it. Why on earth would you spend a fortune to get 8 people in a conference room with some cupcakes to give you their opinions on an ad, when you could just post 10 different creative ideas organically for free and let the algorithm show you with real-world data from thousands of actual customers which one really works? Organic social is the most powerful, cheapest, and most accurate market research tool ever invented. It's your creative lab, and it's open 24/7. This analogy is just perfect. Trying to develop a big campaign by sitting around a boardroom table completely cut off from real consumer feedback is an antique process. It's like deciding to ride a horse and buggy on a modern highway. You're using an obsolete tool for a modern problem, and you are absolutely going to get run over by the people using the modern machinery of algorithmic feedback.
So we'll end with this question. The AI that runs our social feeds isn't some scary black box. It's your creative partner. Every post, every view, every comment, every share, that's a data point. It's a direct signal from the market telling you what's relevant, what's interesting, and what's working. It's giving you all the answers you need to grow for free. The only question left is, are you willing to finally put down the old playbook and start listening?